I saw a video recently by a famous Monster Hunter YouTuber. If you're on YouTube at all, you've probably heard of him and his crew. You've probably even seen his video about 8 reasons why you shouldn't use Harvest Moon. In his video, he goes on to detail several of the reasons why he personally doesn't like to use Harvest Moon. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll summarize the video for you. The reasons mostly boil down to he doesn't use Harvest Moon because the monster moves around. Yeah. At first I thought he was being totally serious, but then I realized the title of his video was why you, meaning all of us, shouldn't use Harvest Moon. Then I realized, okay, this must be satire. After all, he wouldn't seriously suggest that we shouldn't do something just because he doesn't like it, right? So, in the spirit of friendly competition, I decided to one-up him by creating an even better work of satire. So, here it is. Why you should not use any switch skills at all. Since I'm a bow user, I'm going to cover switch skills for the bow. I'm sure you can apply similar logic to the switch skills on all the other weapons, so I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Let's start with the easy ones. Focus shot. This skill is pointless because there's so many armor skills to jack up your stamina management already. Focus shot just ends up being a waste of time and, as such, is going to lower your DPS. Butcher's Bind. This skill requires a bit of extra time to use and is only going to be useful for cutting tails. But who cuts tails anymore? I mean, really. I get tails from quest rewards anyway. Besides, this shot uses a whole wire bug each time you use it, so realistically, how many of these shots can you even get off in one quest? Also, how many tails can you even cut in one quest? 1, maybe 2? An entire switch skill just for doing one little thing? No thanks. Aerial aim. Okay, so this skill is almost completely useless because it doesn't let you fly around. It just sends you straight up into the air. What's the point of that? By the time you're up there, the monster is just going to move out of the way, and now you won't be able to adjust your aim quick enough to track it before you come crashing back to the ground and sit there vulnerable. And also lose your charge on the bow. Herculean draw. 2 wire bugs for a few seconds of attack boost. Just why? Major downtime from doing damage just to do a bit more damage for a few more seconds, at which point you have to refresh it again, slowing you down even more. And you're going to lose all your wire bugs in the process. Bolt boost. This one is like Herculean draw light, in that it will boost your damage, but only for some of your shots. Even harder to manage because it's usually on the alternate scroll, so it's even more downtime just to boost a small percentage of your shots. In the meantime, the monster's moved to a new position, so now you have to waste more time chasing it down. Stake thrust. This skill is a joke. You stick an oversized syringe into a monster doing a trivial amount of damage. In order to activate the effect, you have to aim for the syringe. So now you're locked into a target that you can't hit because, you guessed it, the monster's moving and repositioning so that you can't even hit the syringe anymore. The damage bonus it gives you doesn't even make up for the time you spent trying to stab the monster in the first place. Melee attack. Just why? You have a bow, use it. Do you really want to chase down the monster and go hand to hand with it? Absolute PowerShot. This switch skill will allow you to KO a monster, but at what cost? Higher stamina drain, which is going to leave you vulnerable. Why use this switch skill when you can easily KO a monster with exhaust coatings or, a weapon that is designed for KO, like a punishing jaw longsword? PowerShot. Now we're getting into the controversial switch skills. I'm going to tell you not to use PowerShot either. It's nearly as bad as absolute PowerShot. It drains your stamina, it forces you to stand still, making you vulnerable, and while you're standing there trying to hit the monster has already repositioned and moved out of the way. Charging sidestep. They should just call this coward's charge up because that's what it is, the coward's way to charge your bow. And look how far it sends you across the screen. How can you even keep your aim locked on the monster when you are flying halfway across the map and the monster is doing God knows what in the meantime? All for a, quote, free charge up? Dodgeball. I know this is going to be the most controversial of all, but I'm going to say it anyway. Dodgeball is too dangerous. You're asking me to go toe-to-toe with a monster and evade into the attacks? Please. This isn't even bow anymore. This is a death wish. Now you've missed the counter, you're flying through the air, most of your health is gone, if you even survived at all. You've got to spend a wire bug that you don't have because of abusing Herculean draw just to get out of danger and then waste time healing. All the while, the monster is harassing you and hitting you every single time right after you heal. So now you're stuck in an endless loop of healing and taking damage. Stay far away from this one. So the point of this video is, why do anything when you can do nothing? Get a couple good buddies and get out of the way. Hope these tips help you enjoy the game even more. After all, if I don't like something, then you shouldn't either, right?